Welcome to 2025! We are starting the year off with kind of like a release. I'm like a reset, I guess, if you want to say. We're doing a reset. I am unhauling 25 books from my bookshelf to kind of like help physically let go of stress and emotions and ties that I don't want to carry with myself in 2025 anymore. But we're also like kind of like a mental reset too. So we're just it's gonna be more of a calm, relaxed video. We are unhauling books. If I do unhaul a book that is your favorite, that isn't a personal attack on you, I just don't want that vibe, for a lack of a better term, on my bookshelf anymore. So we're letting it go. A lot of these are duplicate copies of books I just don't need a duplicate of, things like that. So yes, I'm not trying to like hurt anybody's feelings, and beginning of a new year is a great time to start thinking about your mental health and where your mental health is at. Doing this kind of stuff, content creating, has kind of been stressing me out lately, so I'm trying to take a more laid back approach at it all this year, so we'll see how that goes. This is Magic Mind. I've worked with them before for this shot right here. This helps you lower stress and anxiety and have a sharper mind during the day. There's only 12 ingredients in here, and every bottle sold, they actually donate 5 cents to a mental health charity to help the homeless, which I think is pretty cool. And honestly, I loved it. After the 15 days ended of me doing that challenge, I missed taking it because of the way it made me feel. I had people in my personal life making comments about how energetic I seemed while taking it. And then this time, I've been trying the sleep elixir for the first time, and I'm loving it. I am a book nerd, obviously. I stay up late reading all the time, and then the blue light affects me, and then I can't go to bed when I want to, so I end up staying up till like 4 in the morning. So this has been really helping me calm down and relax and go to sleep earlier, so I'm more rested for the next day, and then I can take my mental performance shot again. This is a 24-hour tool to help you with your mental health and your stress and just getting better sleep overall. But you can start today to help you build that mental wealth up and focus on yourself throughout the whole year. You might as well start in January. I mean, there's no other better time to start it. You really gotta focus on your sleep and diet and exercise and your stress management, as well as other compounds out there in the world that might affect you. You gotta make sure you're taking care of yourself. Magic Mind is just a tool to help you get there, and it's quite easy and simple. If you're interested in it, I have a link in the description. Right now there is a bundle for you, the 24-hour performance shot bundle. You can use my code READINGJAN to get yourself some of these. Try them out. I mean, there's no better time. It's January. It's a mental health reset month. I'm actually going to take my mental performance shot now so that I can get started on that better performance. My energy levels are a little bit low, and I can tell, but I am trying to keep this video a little bit more mellow, so you know. I will put my link in the code and in the bottom for you. Let's start with this unhaul. Letting bad energies out, good energies in. I guess we can kind of do it fairy tale retellings. We're gonna start with something that's gonna make quite a few people angry, I feel like, and that is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This is the special edition. I just realized that I do not love Caraval enough to have 2 copies of it on my shelf. I even thought about just getting rid of all of my Caraval books, but I really like Once Upon a Broken Heart, so I decided to keep it. I just only have 1 copy of Caraval on my shelf. I really don't need this special edition. It can go to someone else who loves it more than I do. Kind of continuing on with the fairy tale kind of stuff, this book had been on my shelf for a long time, and I always felt really guilty about it, and I really felt pressured to keep it because I worked for the company. Not that they were pressuring me, like I still love them and I would still work for them in a heartbeat, but that is the Beacon exclusive of Winter Dream. This is a Nutcracker retelling. I'm just not a Christmas girly. I really don't like Christmas retellings or Christmas books. They're just not for me. So I've been holding on to this because it is stunning. I'm never gonna read it. I'm trying to get rid of books that I feel like have been holding me back, or like just the energy isn't there, and this is definitely one of them. Even though it's beautiful, I'm never gonna read it. And I want to 100% complete my TBR. Like, I want to do that to my shelves. So this book is just gonna hold me back from that goal, that life challenge. So we're gonna get rid of Winter Dream too. Another book I was feeling that way about too was Link by Link edited by Meg Daly. This is another Beacon holiday book. This has a bunch of different short stories in it. Same thing, I don't want to read Christmas stories. I think it's finally time to get rid of this. I'm never gonna reach for it. I never gravitate towards it. And I've been holding on to it because I did work for Beacon. So I don't need to hold on to it anymore. Same line of like kind of like fairy tale retellings, I guess. I have Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly here. Stepsister I bought when I was in my big like Cinderella retelling era. Like I love Cinderella retellings. I still love Cinderella retellings. They're like one of my favorite stories. I just have other ones I'm gonna gravitate towards more than this copy and this story right here. It's been on my shelf for years. I never have reached for it before. I don't think I'm going to start reaching for it, so therefore we're gonna get rid of it. This is Sleep Like Death by Caitlin Bryan. I have multiple copies of this, and so when I was looking at both of them, haven't even read this story yet and I have multiple copies. This is the Owl Crate version. I decided to keep my Fairy Loot version. And like, it's pretty, but for a book I haven't even read, and I'm not even like super gravitating towards it either, I don't need 2 copies. I believe this was also an Owl Crate book, the Ballad and Dagger. This was part of the Y'all West Blind book kind of thing I did while I was there. And I just don't think I'm ever going to read it. It was fun to do the blind box, but I'm never going to read this book, so I might as well give it to someone who will. I have no interest in it, you know? It was fun to do it, I guess. I would do it again, but just not for me. Among Thieves by M.G. Kuhn. This is another like assassin story. I love assassin stories. I love girls. I love women who like fight with swords and are like badass assassins. There's so many of them, and I haven't ever gravitated towards this one specifically, and it's been on my shelf for years at this point. I don't need this edition anymore. I have so many other assassin books that I could read. I wonder, are a lot of these actually TBRs? Hold on. 6 of them are. I mean, only Caraval is the one I've read so far of all of these, so I feel like I'm like chipping down that TBR quite a bit. Another TBR one. These 2 have been on my shelf for forever. Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares by Lonnie Taylor. I got rid of my other Lonnie Taylor series because I tried to read that first book like 5 times and could never get into it. And I kept these 2 because I had the hopes that I would eventually read these. But the more I think of it, the more I just don't think I'm into her writing, and I don't want to force myself to read something that I don't like the writing of. That said, I didn't really give these 2 a try. In the future, if I ever do, I can pick them back up again. It isn't like I'm never gonna read these, but they've been on my shelf for years now, and I haven't even just tried to pick them up, so that is something. So I think it's finally time to say bye to Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares by Lonnie Taylor. These ones are hard for me to let go because I think the covers are just beautiful, and I gravitate towards shiny pretty things because I'm a little gremlin. I'm having a hard time letting go of these 2, but I just don't think I'm ever gonna read them. So we're gonna say bye for now. I had quite a few fantasy on here. It's so shocking to me how much fantasy books that I pulled from my shelf when I'm such a big fantasy reader. I also pulled these 3 off my shelf. Girls of Paper and Fire, Girls of Fate and Fury, and Girls of Storm and Shadow. This is a trilogy that I've had on my shelf, I believe, since like 2018. For like 7 years at this point, I've had all of these on my shelf, or whenever the last one came out, because I was collecting them as they came out to read them and then just never read them. I've never even tried to read them. They've been on my shelf for so long, and I'm not feeling any gravitational pull towards them, or like wanting or vibing, I guess. I've been using that term a lot. I think it's time to just get rid of these 3. I've heard like good things of Girls in Paper and Fire. There's other things that I want to prioritize reading, and if these have been on my shelf for 7 years and I've never once tried to pick up the first one, then I don't think I will the next 7 years probably. The Truth Witch series by Susan Dennard. I have 3 of them here. Truth Witch, Blood Witch, and Witch Shadow. I really loved the first couple books when I first read the series, and I was kind of following it as the series came out. I loved the 2 main girls, like their friendship. I really loved their friendship between them, but as the series come out, the series has kind of gone really downhill for me. I'm not really interested in keeping up with it anymore, and I don't even think the next book is out yet. Like, it's been delayed and delayed and delayed, and I don't need to hold on to these anymore. I still might read the series, but just read them digitally, not physically. Just duplicate copies I didn't think I need is kind of like this category. So the Shadow and Bone TV show tie-in cover. I also have the Six of Crows one. I decided to keep Six of Crows for now just because the crows are my baby, and I love the crows so much more than the Shadow and Bone crew. I have the original 3 copies of this. I even have a special edition of Shadow and Bone that I almost got rid of as well. I just don't need more. I don't need 3 copies of Shadow and Bone on my shelf. I have 2 of them. I don't need more than that. I barely even need 1. So for now, we're gonna say bye to Shadow and Bone. Another book I absolutely loved, but I don't need 2 copies, is Fable. I don't need this one. My other one is personalized and signed to me, and then this one has the Reese's Book Club permanent sticker, which I hate the permanent stickers so much. So we're just gonna get rid of this copy. We don't need it anymore. I don't need 2 copies of Fable. Even though I really love this series, I'm good with just the 1 copy I have of it on my shelf. I can't believe I built up the courage to say bye to these because they're Cassandra Clare books. I got 3 Cassandra Clare books here that I'm getting rid of. I have so many duplicate copies of Cassandra Clare and Carrie Maniscalco books. Didn't touch any Carrie Maniscalco books, but these Cassandra Clare books, I was like, I'm okay getting rid of those. I have multiple copies. They're not my favorites. Like, these can go bye-bye. An illustrated history of notable shadow hunters and denizens of the downworld. This I recently got a new copy of in the Shadowhunter Kickstarter. That's really, really pretty and beautiful and updated. So I do not need this old copy, but like this is just like a bunch of artwork of Shadowhunter characters. I then have this copy of City of Heavenly Fire. This is one of the editions that has like the artwork on the inside and the original cover, but I have this edition with sprayed edges as well as the original cover and the artwork, so I don't need 2 giant things of City of Heavenly Fire on my shelf. I'm also getting rid of this copy of Lady Midnight. Same as like City of Heavenly Fire, there's one of these that has artwork on the inside that I have. I just don't need multiple copies of the same book on my shelf, and this is one that I was okay getting rid of. Okay, these are also unread books, mostly rom-coms except for this one. This is the only one that isn't a rom-com in this list, in the remaining list I guess. That is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I don't want to get into this. I've heard it's dark academia, but I've also heard some iffy stuff with the author. I just don't want to get involved, so it's been on my shelf for years. I never reached towards it. The font in it is so little, so honestly, I'm a little bit scared to read it. I never gravitate towards it. I think it's a beautiful, like, dark academia cover. I love the dark academia vibes, but I don't think I need to get into this one. Now these are actual rom-coms. So I have Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. I have this on ebook. I don't really need the physical edition. I'm not a big rom-com fan, so I'm trying to get rid of a lot of rom-coms on my shelf unless I absolutely love them. I have this one on Kindle. I haven't read it yet, but if I do want to read it, it's on Kindle, so. Playing the Palace by Paul Rudnick. I've heard this is kind of like a red, white, and royal blue book. It's like between a prince and someone in America, and it's Prince of Wales is in it, I think. I don't know. It's a short little romance. Kind of is red, white, and royal blue, but red, white, and blue is just superior to this, is what I've heard, so I don't think I need to read this one. Speaking of red, white, and royal blue, I'm getting rid of One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. Casey McQuiston also writes Red, White, and Royal Blue. I have loved all the other books I've read by Casey McQuiston. I was not a fan of this one. I got 50% of the way through and actually DNF'd it. I don't need to keep it on my shelf anymore. The last one, The Last of 25, another rom-com that I just don't think I'll ever read, and that is Love at First Like by Hannah Orenstein. Just not interested in it, never have tried to gravitate towards it or read it. Like, it's just, I'm not a big rom-com person. When I am in the mood, it's gonna be something easy and fun. I do think this is a fake dating one though, which I do like that trope, but there's other fake date trope kind of books, rom-com books, I'm more interested than this one. So we're gonna say bye to Love at First Like. And that is all 25 books. And honestly, it feels nice. It's like a pressure, a weight off the chest, and let's see, how many of these are TBRs? 16 of the 25 are TBRs, books I haven't read. It feels really nice just to let them go, not have to worry about them. If I ever do want to read them again, this isn't permanent. I mean, I won't get these copies back again, but like, I can rebuy them. I can read them from a library if I really want to. I just don't need the personal connection to these ones, so we're gonna say bye to them. I love getting rid of books. Like, it makes me feel like a weight has been lifted. It's fun. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you are interested in Magic Mind, I have that code down below for you. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Then the next video, I believe, is gonna be a physical TBR video. I'm gonna do it early in the year so we can keep better track of it, and then it's not just floating around in the middle of the year somewhere. So look forward to that. I'm not excited, honestly. Like, I don't think I've made much progress on my physical TBR. Happy New Year. Let me know your reading goals down below. I would love to know them. I hope you're all staying safe. I adore you. Thank you for watching. Bye. Let's do a thumbnail. Last time I tried to do a thumbnail like this, I dropped all these books. Not in the shot. Oh. Let's try that again. That's stressful.